everyone, it's Elizabeth here. So I hope everyone's doing well and staying healthy during this time. Living in Seattle, we're definitely seeing a rise in COVID-19 cases. I work in a retirement home and we have two different locations. And as of last Friday, we were told that cases have been positive, and we kind of get an update of lists of different retirement homes in the area that have had positive cases. And unfortunately, we've been number 17. So I am not going to work for a few days because I'm not feeling too well, as you could probably hear by my voice. And I'm hoping that during this time of stress in your life, especially if you are worried about COVID-19 or you're working in areas where you have a higher chance of getting infected, we have to really start to take charge of our health during this time. Stress levels are really high, and I'm kind of frustrated with a little bit of the spiritual community because a lot of them are saying don't live in fear and all this stuff and don't feed the consciousness of fear. And I do agree with them. But a lot of those people aren't working in high risk environments. They're not working in retirement homes. They're not working in hospice care facilities. They're not working in hospitals. They're not working with children in daycare. A lot of them are very pampered and working from home, or they're kind of like a creative artist where they're kind of just out of work at the moment right now. So they're not in high-risk environments where people are stressed. They're stressed on how to operate the business. They're stressed out about not wanting to get this coronavirus, and they don't want to spread it to other people. So the thing that people need to know about food is that food is healing. It's only been within the last 100 years of humanity that we've really started to advance processed food and create more of it on the market. So we have moved from a very natural form of eating into a more artificial form of eating. And so this is why certain things like paleo and all this stuff has been so popular through the years, because they are rooted back to the natural methods of how humans have lived. Now, unless you're doing this on your own in sustainable ways, like you own your own farm or land, it's really difficult. A lot of us aren't out hunting and spearing our own boars and things like that. So I do want to talk about 12 healing plant-based foods to incorporate your diet for COVID-19. One other thing I do want to add before going down this list is that a lot of people are out of work and they're just needing to do what they can to survive. Whether that's getting food from the food bank, that might be like boxes of Kraft macaroni and cheese. The number one priority right now is to be able to feed yourself and your family. So we can go down the rabbit hole and really worry and concern ourselves with the quality of the food that we're eating. Now, if you do have the opportunity to purchase some food or order it online that are a little bit healthier options, that is ideal. But right now, just getting nutrition is the most important basic human need that they need during this time of not having income coming in, as well as maybe some nutritious or healthy food. So please feed yourself. If you have the opportunity to work on your diet through this time, here are some 12 foods that I recommend. One is citrus. So citrus can be anything from an orange to a grapefruit, lime, as well as lemons. So I will post this recipe below for the lemon and ginger honey tea that I have. You don't have to use honey if you're not vegan. Or if you are vegan, don't use honey. That's what I meant to say. But basically, all citrus fruits are really high in a lot of vitamins and minerals. And they also contain a lot of anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, but especially with vitamin B and C, potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, and copper. So a lot of people don't understand that food has its own medicinal properties. And some of these things include vitamins and nutrients, which are also called antioxidants or anti-inflammatory agents. They also contain things and properties called essential oils that are in the food that help the body heal or fight off free radicals. I will be doing a separate video on antioxidants and free radicals, but for citrus contains 60 varieties of flavonoids, carotenoids, and essential oils. And so citrus is definitely one of the most well-known common vitamin C foods that we talk about in society today. So you definitely want to ramp up on some of that and check out my lemon ginger tea below. The vitamin C that you're getting from the lemon and then combining that with ginger and the gingerol, that will help. Gingerol and ginger has been known to decrease inflammation. So the two together are very healing for the body. So the second food, coriander seeds. Most people probably don't really think about coriander seeds having vitamin C or just being important in general. Coriander seeds contain minerals like iron, copper, calcium, potassium, zinc, manganese, as well as magnesium. It does contain the antioxidant, which is vitamin C. Vitamin C and E are antioxidants. And 100 grams of seeds include 21 milligrams of vitamin C. Coriander seeds also contain B complex vitamins such as thiamine, riboflavin, and niacin. So I'm working on recipes for you guys on how to incorporate some of these ingredients. So I just made today a lentil kale farro soup that contains turmeric and coriander seeds. So please check out the blog link below to know how to incorporate some of these into your diet. The third food is raw red and green pepper. So a lot of people don't realize that peppers contain a lot of high amounts of vitamin C. 1 cup of raw red pepper contains 190 milligrams of vitamin C, and 1 cup of green red pepper contains 109 milligrams of vitamin C. So broccoli is almost considered one of these superfoods because it's known to have a lot of cancer-fighting agents and has been known to help the healing process for people who have cancer. So broccoli is part of the cruciferous family, which includes kale, Brussels sprouts, and cauliflower, and all of those are very important to incorporate through this time. But broccoli has a little bit of a higher status because 1 cup of raw broccoli contains 81.2 milligrams of vitamin C. Now, not many people like raw broccoli. I really don't unless it's very finely chopped for a salad, but it is great to roast and as well as boil in soups and just to steam as a side dish for your main meal. So broccoli also contains sulforaphane. Sorry, I can't pronounce it. That is the compound that triggers the body's protective enzymes and removes the cancer-causing chemicals. Just so you know that vitamin C is considered number 11 on the list of the top 20 vitamin C foods that are out there. Number 5 is kale. That's also part of the cruciferous vegetable. This is another one that's kind of considered like a power superfood. Interesting fact is that kale contains 4.5 amounts of vitamin C as compared to spinach. So it has a lot higher rates of vitamin C. It is grouped in the same link with, or it is linked with the same group as broccoli that has powerful antioxidants as well as beta carotene. Beta carotene is an antioxidant. So 1 cup of raw kale provides vitamin A at 206% of your daily recommended value. Vitamin K, it's at 684% of your daily recommended value. Vitamin C is at 134% of your daily recommended value. B6 is at 9% of the daily recommended value. Manganese at 26% of the daily recommended value. Calcium is at 9%. Copper is at 10%. Potassium 9%. Magnesium 6%. So that's just for 1 cup of raw kale. I have raw kale salad recipes below. Feel free to check those out. I will link that blog link below. So garlic. Garlic has been very well known to help fight the common cold. It's not really high in vitamin C, but it's an overall healing medicinal food that has been used for thousands of years in the world of health and healing. It does have properties and compounds to contain higher amounts of anti-inflammatory properties, and also certain studies with like garlic rub has been known to reduce muscle aches. So with COVID-19, nausea and flu-like symptoms are common, as well as muscle aches. So incorporating some garlic into your diet will be ideal. Now, a lot of really holistic people, they will eat raw garlic. That is extremely difficult to do. I know in Ayurveda, they promote eating raw garlic as well. At least if you cook soups and things like that, or pastas, definitely just incorporate it that way. You can definitely juice garlic. You can also suck on a clove of garlic as well without eating it. Number 7, sweet potato. Sweet potato is great because it's high in fiber, vitamins, as well as minerals. So the fiber component is important for people who are experiencing a lot of digestive issues during this time, especially when you're stressed. People tend to become constipated more because the colon and the sphincter muscles cannot relax. So the system, when it's operating in fight or flight, cannot really have a regular bowel movement. So sweet potatoes are loaded with antioxidants, and they're good for gut health. 1 cup of sweet potato includes vitamin A, C, and A, C, and B6. Vitamin A is the highest at 769% of your daily recommended value. Vitamin C is at 65%. B6 is at 29%. One other thing to note, during stressful times, a lot of people do not realize that you are excreting your vitamins and nutrients. So, for example, something like calcium isn't being used for its function in the body during high amounts of stress. So the calcium will be released through your urine. So, if you're under high amounts of stress, you're probably urinating and excreting calcium, and that's where you need to make sure that you incorporate more nutrients and vitamins in your diet so you maintain healthy during this time. All right, number 8, turmeric. It's another medicinal herb that has properties of curcuminoids, most of which is curcumin. Curcumin is the main ingredient in turmeric, and it's known to be a powerful anti-inflammatory agent, primarily with cancer fighting. But curcumin is sometimes poorly absorbed in the bloodstream, and it requires to consume some black pepper with it to help absorb it in the bloodstream because of the property piperine. Anyways, turmeric is another one of these powerful herbs that kind of help with everything. So it's known to be linked with cancer-fighting properties, but during this time, turmeric will be very beneficial. The lentil soup recipe that I'm going to post below has kale, coriander seeds, and turmeric in it, and garlic. So this will be a great healing soup for you to consume. And the one thing to know that during this time, a lot of these things like cumin and turmeric and curry powder, a lot of these are used in Asian recipes, specifically Indian food. So this is kind of a good time to ramp up on some of those recipes that you enjoy. Number 9, berries. We know berries have a lot of antioxidant properties, and just one example is that 1 cup of raw strawberries has 97.5 milligrams of vitamin C. So it's good with a lot of vitamins and minerals, but also some berries have higher amounts of vitamin C, like strawberry. All right, quinoa. This is kind of like known as the super grain. Quinoa, I guess, can be a little bit more expensive or not readily available in rural areas. So, eating rice and whole grains is going to be very beneficial for you. It is a grain that's known to have higher amounts of protein and amino acids, but also a higher amount of fiber, which helps the bowel movement stay slightly regular. One thing people don't know, it's high in the antioxidant of vitamin E, but it is also rich in B2, magnesium, manganese, and lysine. So for a grain, it's a little bit of the higher quality one just because it has higher amounts of vitamin and nutrients in it as compared to, something that has nothing like white Wonder Bread. Number 11, tomatoes. Most people don't realize actually raw tomatoes have a lot of vitamin C. One medium tomato contains 28% of your recommended daily value of vitamin C. It is also high in potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure. It also contains high amounts of vitamin K1, which is important for blood clotting and bone health, and folate, which is B9. That's important for tissue growth and cell function overall. Number 12, the last one I'm going to talk about is Manuka honey. So honey in general is very healing. People use honey, especially in places like Turkey and Greece, where honey kind of is really well known for having great quality of, local homemade honey. They've used these recipes for a long time. They've been, honey's been used as an ointment for burns as well as for wounds. But also something I want to talk about is Manuka honey. Now, Manuka honey is a little bit newer to the market. It's from New Zealand, and it also, supposedly, there's a lot of research behind it that's stating it has higher amounts of healing properties and antioxidants. So it has some antibacterial properties, which makes it a little bit different than traditional honey. It uses it has an active ingredient called methylglyoxal, which is known for these antibacterial effects. So basically, it's used for wound healing, soothing sore throats, and for improving digestive issues. So whether you're stressed out from everything going on and you're having digestive issues, or if you actually have coronavirus and you're experiencing a lot of diarrhea and a lot of stomach pain and nausea, Manuka honey is really good. I think you want to aim for a number that is higher than 10, like plus 15 or more, I think is ideal. We're going to have to do a little research on that here, but it's an expensive honey that not many people can afford. So if you can afford it, great. If not, just really try to go for a raw honey to help soothe your flu-like symptoms or your cold-like symptoms during this time. So how are you staying healthy during this time? I would love to know. If you have any comments, please feel free to share them. I hope that everyone is well. I think everybody is going through a hard time. I've lost about 75% of my work and my income. And it's a stressful time in Seattle. It's a stressful time for people who do not work from home and have to go into their job, like a grocery store or, the healthcare industry in order to survive. So maintaining your stress levels is going to be very important. It's easier said than done, as well as nutritional healing will be very important during this time. So I hope that some of these tidbits on the 12 foods, healing foods that can help you during this time, has been beneficial. Please see my blog links below for recipes. And I'm going to do a separate video as well that will talk about what exactly is an antioxidant and a free radical, so people understand why natural foods is so important during this time, because we want to get the vitamins and the nutrients from the natural food first prior to the supplement. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you next time. Bye.